Well, tomorrow's the big day. And now, it's going to be an even bigger day than we could possibly have imagined. I just received word that they are flying in the President of the International Court of Justice himself to hear our case. The All-Honorable Judge Yuji Iwasawa. I'm told he's arriving tonight from Japan and has a vested interest in the overall case. Isn't that amazing? The President of the International Court himself. There's no higher law of the land than that. This will really provide a true degree of law and justice for us, not to mention incredible money and publicity. I'll even bet Hollywood will want to do a movie about our story.
Serious?
Wow, great days are truly ahead of us, so get yourselves ready for enough riches to rule the world.
A few inches later.
Well, my darling Karen, the restaurant is now officially mine, all mine. The once great Chef Steve's is now Boomer's Bistro. When I return from my Hawaii vacation, we should be just about ready for the grand opening. And you, my dear, will be the executive manager, working side by side with me in my office. With the new grand opening, I'm sure we'll be spending a lot of time together and plenty of lively late nights. We're probably going to have to hire some new wages though. I definitely don't want those two idiotic clowns back here to work. Whether they're innocent or guilty, victorious with their lawsuit or not, they're still a couple of good-for-nothing lazy bums.
I can hardly wait, my darling. And you know me. I'm very eager to manage the hiring and training of employees, while keeping salary costs at all-time low. Whoever we get to work here, I assure you, will be ship-shape, obsessively dedicated grunt workers, who will be immensely grateful to work at, or even below, the minimum wage. Actually, my dear Boomer, I'm heading off to court. I have my golden ticket to watch that big trial. I'll let you know what happens, but I'm praying those two wages lose this completely frivolous case. They are nothing but a couple of sad-ass, dirty, lazy thieves. Till today, I know the bald one cheated my son out of his French fries. What? Well, haha, payback's a real bitch.
You know it. Karma will surely catch up with those two good-for-nothing bums.
Well, talk to you later, love. I need to get over to the courthouse before it gets too crowded. Catch you later.
How I do love that sweet booty of hers.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, I tell you, Boomer, this is completely insane. I was supposed to be out of office today, but they cancelled it. All hands on deck, says the boss. They say this is supposed to be the trial of the century, or one of them anyway. The President of the International Court himself is actually here. Here in our humble little courthouse. And, there's some big names too, that recently arrived here to watch this trial. Bailiff, please send in the plaintiffs and defendants, along with their attorneys, at this time. Order in the court. Everyone quiet down now, please. We shall have order.
Grichka, what the hell is this? Where's that asshole brother of yours?
Unfortunately, et istrapt in haute espèce.
The fuck?
There is a major power outage, aboard is basta. ETS a very serious situation. Due to this unexpected circumstance, the court has given me special permission to stand in place for Igor and act as his legal representation. Fortunately, I do have an honorary law degree. So you see, no problem.
What a bunch of bullshit.
I am sorry you feel that way, Chadlene. Judge Yuji's orders are confirmed.
Hear ye. All rise, for the grand entrance of our President of the International Courts, the most honorable Justice, the Father of Law, a justice above all other justices. Judge Yuji Iwasawa.
The fuck?
First order of business, no background music allowed in the courtroom. Konnichiwa, motherfuckers.
What?
I am extremely humble and honored to be here in this legendary case. Long ago, back in Osaka, Japan, I had experienced trying similar cases, serving the people of Japan, as a young, pro bono attorney.
You serious?
For no money at all.
Huh?
I felt like a total wage. But, it was my honor back then, as it still is now. To render completely fair verdict, upon fully judging all of the facts, presented to me.
Come on now,
And
dawg.
so, I felt a compelling need and desire, to serve as the ultimate justice, for this extraordinary trial.
Help me.
So, without further delay, let us proceed with this case. Miss Chadlene, is it? I see you are representing that sleazeball Chad and the two I just left. Wait, scratch that. I must be reading from the wrong transcript. I meant to say, you are representing the three plaintiffs, Chad, Wojak, and Zume?
Yes, Your Honor. Last month, I had submitted the full transcript of all the charges my clients are charging the Bogdanoffs with, some of which are extremely serious in nature. There are numerous charges ranging from terrorism and murder, to employment blacklisting and setting horrifically unfair working conditions. I respectfully presume you had ample opportunity to review the transcript, detailing these charges, Your Honor?
Yes, Counselor, I have, and, to be perfectly honest with you, I found a lot of these, so-called charges, to be rather frivolous in nature. However, here in the halls of modern justice, we shall carefully explore and review each and every one of them, together. So, Counselor Chadlene, let's begin with the first charge, from your first plaintiff. What's his name again? Let's see here, the silly-looking fellow with the pointy yellow hair. Chad, I believe?
Well, Chef, I've unraveled the final mystery behind the time-warping field generator, and I'm happy to say, though untested of course, it is now online and operational. I believe the time is now for us to get underway with our grand plan.
This is a day long awaited, Professor. But the details of the plan was incredibly complex and confusing. Please, refresh my memory on our game plan.
As we've already discussed, we'll head straight towards Gargantuous, the giant black hole located a mere 1500 light-years away. But for us, the trip will only take minutes, mainly because this is sci-fi pure popcorn entertainment, and I highly doubt the audience will want to watch this episode for 1500 light-years. Anyway, enough of the trivial details. Once we get to Gargantuous, the gravity of this black hole will intensify. Things will get very rocky and shaky. But if we survive, the gravity of Gargantuous will whip us around and propel us even faster, during which time I will engage the time-warping field generator. I have pre-programmed the base star computers to then send us back towards Earth.
Holy mamma mia! If by miracle, the base star doesn't break apart, and we survive this close encounter with the black hole. And then, assuming the next miracle happens and we survive and are successful with getting slingshotted around this black hole and back to Earth, all while hoping and praying this time machine is actually working in the first place. Then, what happens when we arrive back into our own solar system?
Once we pass Mars, I will literally hit the brakes on the base star engines, and then I will long-range transport you back to Earth. All while the time-warping field generator is still in operation. This should, with a lot of luck and hope, bring you back to your world, your dimension, and with even more luck, one without your furious world war having ever occurred. At that point, I will depart on Chadberg X for Earth and program the base star to slowly and eventually crash into the Sun. When I arrive on Earth, the base star will still be slowly cruising towards the Sun, with the time-warping field generator still running. As per my theories and calculations, this should return me to my world again, where Boggy is basically a nobody, with no power at all, and anyone he's ever killed in the past should still be alive and well.
You serious?
It is all well worth the risk. Let's hope the hardware, theories, and calculations hold up to this immense interstellar challenge.
This is a most incredible long shot, but it truly has a chance to succeed. Let's hope the Imperious leader was truly onto something with this time device. And may the winds of victory be at our backs. Here we go. Computer, load procedure Chadberg 0946 Alpha, and engage.
Request confirmed. Activating. Warning. Time warp sequencer is now online.
I tell you, things are getting pretty strange around here. This World Court super judge is bringing in his own samurai guards or something. Whoa.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Go ahead. Make my day.
And so, Your Honor, the evidence I have presented here today clearly shows and proves that these were not meteors, but rather laser blasts from the sky that intentionally killed my client's nephew, Chadlene, and a fellow work friend of his, Uncle Earl, which only could have been produced by a warship with the power that Igor Bogdanoff controls. And also, the audio recording I have presented here today has been confirmed by digital forensics as being the voice of Igor Bogdanoff. It's a 100% match. In that recording, he threatens to blast Professor Chadberg into the stars if he does not produce wage slave robots for him within a matter of days. Not to mention the vicious physical assault by Igor Bogdanoff's robotic goons, which nearly killed my client's uncle, plus the willful destruction of my client's uncle's laboratory. The evidence of that is clearly visible from one of the security cameras that somehow survived the blast. Your Honor, the evidence is most obvious and clear as crystal. I humbly ask for a decision of guilty on all charges against Igor Bogdanoff, and for the sum of $1 billion in damages to be awarded to my client, Chad. Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Chadlene. All the evidence you have presented here to me, to this court, is completely baseless and subjective. To be honest, I smell a hoax of some kind. What? Laser blast from the sky? The Astronomical Society report has already proved that they are meteors. It sounds to me that your camera's time aperture settings were not set properly. That is why the meteors looked like laser blast. Also, this court has a confirmation that Lord Bogdanoff's base star is a scientific outpost of research and peace, not an outpost of war or weapons. As for the audio recordings you presented, I have listened very carefully to them and they do not sound like Lord Bogdanoff's voice at all. Sorry, no match. Next, wage slave robots? What the hell are you smoking, lady? You are watching far too much daytime television. What's next? Deadly physical assault by Bogdanoff goons. Well, for one, where are any doctor or hospital reports stating this? Not only do we never see Professor Chadberg, who you keep talking about, but we don't even see any medical bills for any of these fictitious beating evidence, my ass. Finally, blowing up Chadberg's laboratory? Well, from what I see, the security camera had suffered catastrophic damage in the meteor collision that sadly destroyed Chadberg Labs. So, this evidence is completely inadmissible, due to potential damage to the camera. You should be reporting this to the insurance company, not dragging the poor Bogdanoff to court for some petty lawsuit. I'm afraid your entire case has no credible basis whatsoever. It smells of trickery and deceit, which is very insulting to the integrity of our entire justice system. All in your vain attempts to hustle a ridiculous amount of cash from the poor Bogdanoff family. It would seem to me the Bogdanoffs are the real victims here.
Come on now,
Okay,
dog.
let us continue onwards, before I lose my temper. Counselor, present your next two clients. The wage slaves.
Professor Chadberg, Gargantuous, is coming into range. I can tell that the gravity is becoming more intense every minute we get closer.
Well, get ready there, chef. The ride is going to get faster and bumpier very soon. I would suggest switching into your magnetic boots, otherwise you'll find yourself bouncing off the walls, like a racquetball. If we do survive this, it will be the most insane ride of our lives, and a story to tell, for all the ages.
What is the status of the time warping field generator?
I just checked it. The time device is showing online and active. The time field itself, configured with our programmed data, shows a fully established field, working and online. We are as ready to do this as we'll ever be. Computer, Chadberg passcode Omega star 397. Request immediate lockout of all system access except for myself and Chef Steve. Engage base star magnetosphere shielding, and minimize power on all systems resources, for maximum protection against the black hole.
Request confirmed. Activating.
The base star magnetosphere is now online. All stabilizers and gyro systems are trying to compensate for the intense friction and gravity, but are quickly becoming overwhelmed.
Ha! They ain't seen nothing yet. Overwhelmed is yet to come. Holy shit, this is intense.
This is getting brutal. All systems still normal, running on lower power protected mode. Time generator and field are still online and stable.
Almost at our closest approach. Gravity is so intense, our voices are distorting. If you can still hear me, remain silent until we pass the event launch. Chef Steve, can you hear me? I think we've passed the event horizon and the gravity effect on our voices has stopped. We're now traveling at unimaginable speeds towards Earth.
Yes, Professor. My voice is back to normal. Well, back to normal for this metaverse anyway. If this all works, I will be so happy to get my original voice back. All looks good on the time generator and the time field is still up and working.
Traveling at this incomprehensible rate of speed, it won't be long before we reach our solar system. We are going much faster than I had anticipated. So, I'm going to begin the calculations to determine when to break out of this speed. I will have to start jamming the brakes, so to speak, around the orbit of Neptune, in order to slow us down enough, so that when we get just past Mars, the long-range transporters will work. Wow! This is going to require yet another miracle. And if my calculations are even slightly off, we'll crash right into the sun. Computer. Divert all power to the retro thrusters from every area of the base star, except life support. Engage maximum power to all retro thrusters, now.
Activating.
Well, Chef Steve, I don't know how and why, but it looks like several miracles are working for us today. The retro thrusters are slowing us down, and the time field generator is still running in the proper time fluctuation pattern. It seems to me, I dare to say, that this plan will in fact work. We should be nearing Mars in a few minutes, so you'd better make your way to the transporter room, while I finalize the coordinates for your long-range beaming back to Earth.
I cannot thank you enough, Professor. You are the most brilliant man I know. I hope we shall both return to worlds without the effects of a global war. or the tyranny of evil Bogdanoff and his Cylon Empire?
We helped each other, Chef, and I think we came out ahead, as the winning team. I can guarantee you, we have certainly ruined the grand plans of Bogdanov. Mars is quickly approaching, so get over to the transporter now. Goodbye, and good luck.
Goodbye, Professor. Thank you, and good luck.
Now, I can finalize these long-range transport coordinates. Long-range transport coordinates to Earth are now locked in. Are you ready, Chef Steve?
I am ready, Professor Chadberg.
Computer, energize. It appears the transport was successful. Computer, prepare Chadberg X for immediate departure. Monitor Chadberg X as it returns to Earth. Once it has returned, set the base star's new coordinates to take it directly into the Sun, at maximum speed. Destruction of the base star is acknowledged by this event. Override any warnings and safety protocols.
Request confirmed.
Computer, unlock the hatch to Chadberg X. I am on my way.
Request confirmed.
The fuck?
Professor Chadberg, we meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Goldie.
As much as I would love to keep bouncing these Star Wars quotes back and forth with you, I'm afraid your time is at a most certain end. Any last words, Chadberg?
Yes, one last word, Goldie. Computer, continue program, cancel Chadberg X sequence, engage maximum thrusters, and set the base star's coordinates to crash directly into Bogdanoff's base star. Suppress all safety protocols and warp.
Request confirmed.
Ha ha ha. You lose again, Chadberg. I have full control over every Cylon computer system ever created. Second only to the late imperious leader himself. Computer, priority goal Commander 1139 Alpha Alpha. Disengage current course, engage retro thrusters, and bring the base star to a complete halt.
Unrecognized requester. Unable to comply with this request. This function requires elevated access or entry of superuser Chadberg authentication sequence.
We can't change course without Lord Bogdanoff's passcode. Confirmed, sir. It is a second base star. At present, its speed and course appears to indicate it is coming straight at us. Dispatch all raiders to intercept that base star. Charge up our weapons, including the Alderaan cannons. Send a priority 1 message to Lord Bogdanoff regarding this situation. The Alderaan cannons are almost ready and the raider warships will be departing momentarily. That will be too late.
Computer, listen to me. Priority goal Commander 1139 Alpha Alpha. Override all Chadberg security and authority. Steer the base star away from Lord Bogdanoff's base star at once.
Unrecognized requester. Unable to comply with this request. This function requires elevated access or entry of superuser Chadberg authentication sequence.
Oh, shit.
The party's over. See you all in the afterlife junkyard.
Counselor Grishka, kind de présent your closing statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I have stated before, in my testimony, the charges that Mr. Wojak and Zume are making against my client, Mama Bogdanoff, are completely baseless in nature. Slander, entrapment, blacklisted, horrific working condition, mental, physical, and emotional abuse. These accusations are completely crazy. There is no actual proof at all to any of these charges. Almost every person working at a fast food or restaurant business complains about their job being too hard, that it is too unfair, that they have to work too much for too little in wages. These are all the typical industry standard complaints. And once again, no one is forcing them to work at Chef Steve. They could have quit at any time. But it was their decision to stay. The defense rests your honor.
That's a total stinking lie. My clients couldn't leave Chef Steve's because Igor ordered them to be put on an employment blacklist, and they couldn't get jobs elsewhere.
Order in the court. Miss Chadlene. One more outburst like that, and I will hold you in contempt of court. Let's move on now, shall we? Please remember, I am the highest ranking judge on the International Criminal Court, so, the verdict I shall render, cannot be overruled, or retried, by any other court of law. I have now listened to the testimony and both of your closing statements, and after careful due consideration of all the facts, I am prepared to render my verdict and pass sentencing at this time. Will all attorney, plaintiff, and defendant please rise? In regards to the plaintiff, Chad, and the charge of terrorism, espionage, treason, and murder. Due to the lack of any proper evidence, I find the defendant, Igor Bogdanoff, not guilty on all charges. In regard to the plaintiff, Wojak and Zume, and the charges of slander, entrapment, threatening and demeaning treatment, extortion, horrific and unfair working condition, trauma and abuse. Due to the lack of evidence, I find the defendant, Mommy, and Igor Bogdanoff, not guilty on all charges. In regard to the plaintiff, Igor Bogdanoff and the charge of employment blacklisting, I do find Igor Bogdanoff guilty. I order the blacklist to be destroyed. However, I have just received word that Chef Steve has closed its doors. It no longer exists and Chef Steve is nowhere to be found. It has now become Boomer's Bistro. Since Chef Steve and his restaurant is gone, the blacklist charge itself is irrelevant. All charges against the defendant are dismissed.
This is all complete bullshit, Your Honor. How much are the Bogdanoffs paying you off for this?
Miss Chadlene, your action are an insult to the dignity of this entire courtroom. I am now charging you with 5 counts of contempt of court. Would you care to make it 10?
This is completely not fair, Your Honor.
10 it is. Would you care to go for 20? Okay, so let us proceed. Although this court has found the defendant not guilty, I do find the plaintiff to be guilty on a number of charges. A few of them are very serious.
What? That's totally illegal bullshit, Your Honor. We are the plaintiffs. We are the one making the charges. You can't charge or sentence the plaintiffs.
Oh? You want to bet? Newsflash lady. I most certainly can. And by the way, you are now up to 50 counts of contempt of court. Let us start with Mr. Chad. The charges you are facing include, hiding and consorting with criminals of the state, mainly your uncle Chadberg, treason and sedition, real estate theft, and finally, malprostitution. I find there is proper evidence to support these accusations, and am rendering a guilty verdict on all named charges. I sentence you to complete forfeiture of your employment agency, and to serve 20 years at the Lewisburg, Pennsylvania Federal Penitentiary.
You lousy bastard. Hey wait. You are Igor.
Huh?
You son of a bitch. You're Igor, walking on stilts, and wearing a fake-ass white British wig. Security, security, quick, this judge is an imposter. He is Igor Bogdanoff.
You are one scorn, crazy, and delusional woman. I see now why Igor to time you, again and again, then dumped you, like the sack of rancid potatoes that you are. Well, guess what? 70 counts of contempt of court, await you. Hold on a minute. Let's make it, 69. 1 year per count. And so, I sentence you to 69 years at the Pilgrim Psychiatric Center in New York. Bailiff, please take this away.
You can't do this. You're a criminal. Can't you people see? He is Igor. He is Igor Bogdanoff.
Here we go again.
I truly feel sorry for that lady. Moving on, Wojak and Zume, please step forward.
Yes, Your Honor.
You two are facing some very serious charges here, the worst of them being, willful destruction of the planet Saturn. My goodness. The entire solar system could be destroyed from gravity shifting. Didn't you two stop to think first about the consequences? Other charges include, willful destruction of Chadberg Labs, crypto manipulation, stealing human shit from a Wendy's bathroom for illegal and sadistic religious ceremonies, financial embezzlement, cheating and embezzling Chef Steve's restaurant by poor and manipulative working performance, weed and narcotic sale, harassment of the Bogdanoff family. I mean, the list of charges, it goes on and on. And you don't even have a lawyer anymore.
Your Honor, please, we never did any of this. None of this makes any sense. How could we possibly blow up the planet Saturn? How?
How? Well, that is immaterial and irrelevant. How is not important. What is important is that you committed this most terrible act, and this court has proof beyond a reasonable doubt that it was you two guys. This action of yours could affect all life on planet Earth due to gravitational changes. Are you guys working with Professor Chadberg? Anyway, justice must be served.
All of these charges, especially this one, is ridiculous, maniacal, and medieval. By law, since these charges were just presented to us, can't we at least postpone the trial until a hearing date can be set? This would allow us proper time to acquire new legal representation.
Nope. Sorry. No time. I'm heading back to Japan, tonight. I want to wrap this up, here and now. So, let us continue. I shall now render my verdict, and pass sentence.
Excuse me, Your Honor. In your sentencing, please consider or suggested deal that we had offered. I personally feel, these two are just young boys, who made some unfortunate choices, and stupid mistakes. I don't feel they are true, ardent, criminals. Just, dumb fools. This deal, I had suggested, it would definitely be, so very beneficial for all, beneficial to the state, to Wojak and Zume, and to the Bogdanoff family.
Thank you, Counselor. Yes, while I am a firm believer in justice, I am also a judge of great fairness and leniency. We will put that deal on the table.
Wojak bro, we are so screwed.
Wojak and Zume. For the serious criminal charges presented against both of you, to which the evidence I find to be completely convincing and undeniable, I find you both guilty on all charges. I am sentencing you to 100 years at the Noticeville Federal Correction Institution in Noticeville, New York. Sentence to begin immediately.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No.
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 No way.
Please God,
How
no.
could this be happening?
This can't be happening.
However, there is another option. Being the highest ranking judge on the planet, there is another option I can offer you. Counselor Grishka had suggested this idea during our recess. Whether the public likes it or not, I am okay with allowing this. It would almost be like giving you two a second chance at life. Are you interested in hearing this deal?
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, here is the deal. Instead of going to prison for the rest of your life, both of you will agree to become the Bogdanoff's butlers. What? You would be working at Bogdanoff's castle. Your salary would be half the minimum wage. Since I am the highest ranking international judge, I have the right to make that exception. You would have a 70-hour work week, each of you with one rotating day off per week. When you are not working, you can stay at the servant quarters in the castle, go home, whatever you want to do. But you must be back the following day for your shift. Lateness will be docked. Failing to show up, or, extreme lateness, will result in your forfeit of the deal, meaning, you go back to prison for 100 years. Also, you must wear a court-ordered ankle bracelet at all time. This working contract is valid for 30 years. After 30 years of service, the contract is then considered complete, and you are both free to go. If I were you, I would jump on this deal. You must decide right now. What's it going to be?
Well, I don't think we have much choice. We'll take the deal.
Right, I don't love this idea too much, but it's better than prison I suppose. We'll take it.
Excellent choice. Both of you, report to Bogdanoff's castle tomorrow, at 7 AM sharp. Bailiff, please fee Mr. Wojak and Zume with their ankle bracelet. Then, they are free to go. The court is now adjourned. Let the music play.
Go on, that way. I have to say, you boys got real lucky there. 100 years in a federal pen is no joke.
Well done, Igor, well done. This is by far your best idea ever. I have to say, it was so cool. So very very cool.
Yes, thank you, Grishka. You have to admit, I really stepped up the game on this one.
Sir, an emergency situation. One of our radar patrols is reporting that this star is not there.
What the hell are you talking about?
Our patrol has confirmed there are no BIS stars on Jordan long-range stands, and in the current position where our BIS star should be located, there now sits a large debris field. Preliminary scans have identified this debris as cyanoid-based materials. Probability of our BIS star's destruction is calculated to be a 99.7% certainty.
Oh my god. This is an epic disaster beyond all disasters. Send a distress call to all remaining ground-based Centurions and Raider Patrol Fighters, to rendezvous at the castle. We need to tally and consolidate the forces we still have left. Until further notice, the castle shall become our new base of operations.
By your command.
The next day.
My poor Boggy. Don't be so sad. At least, you don't have to keep going back and forth into outer space. Plus, we have this incredibly huge castle now.
Mommy, you don't understand. That base star was advanced alien machinery, pulled right from the television. It had to be a miracle of divine intervention, that this incredible technology was bestowed upon me. That was my base star, to command and conquer the universe with. I had my own army of Cylons. Now I just have around 20, maybe 25, Centurions left, and 3 or 4 Raider Fighters. It's better than nothing, but still, I will not give up. Perhaps other base stars are out there, and will come to check up on me? But right now I am about to cry.
Igor, hold up on those tears for now. I see something on the security camera that will cheer you up. The Wagie slaves have arrived.
Oh, goody goody. Let us go see them.
Good morning, Lord Bogdanoff. Wojak and Zuma, reporting for duty.
Hello there, Wojak and Zuma, our brand new butlers. Welcome to Castle Bogdanoff. I am so excited you are working with us, and starting a productive new chapter in your life. You will find it here to be so much more fun and fulfilling than at that awful Chef Steve's dump. I want you to report to the basement on G-Wing right now. There, you will meet the staff supervisor. He will instruct you on your day-to-day chores and expected duty. So, good luck gentlemen, and let us all look forward to the next 30 years of passionate work, respect, belonging, and financial prosperity. Now, move your lazy asses and get down there.
Yes, sir.
I just can't understand how that judge can decree we become the Bogdanoff's butlers. What the hell kind of sentence is that?
I swear, it sounds like he pulled that idea out of a Seinfeld episode, or something.
I really have a bad feeling about this whole thing.
Wojak, I think that's him. That's the supervisor.
Excuse me, sir, are you the staff supervisor? Excuse me? Hello? Hello there? Can you hear me?
The fuck?
Lord Bogdanoff instructed us to come down here and report to you directly for our chore and duty assignments. What is up with this guy? Maybe he doesn't actually speak?
No! God, please, no!
Holy fuck me. It's the Chef Steve Wagie clones. Blessed be the gods for granting my wish. You dumb motherfuckers, your sorry lazy asses belong to me. You will do everything I say, and then beg for more. Because I own your pathetic good for nothing asses. Anish it from either of you, and I'll have Lord Bogdanoff throw you good for nothing sons of bitches back in prison, where you belong. Okay, spaghetti boy. Your first job will be to scrub all the castle floors. Make them shine like mirrors, motherfucker. I want to see my face, reflecting on the marble tile. And you dumb ass boneheaded bald motherfucker. What? I got you now, and there is no escape. I have just the right task for you to complete. It's right up your alley. You will love it.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No. Look at the top of his head. He tried it. No, look at this one.
Whoa. I'm back. My voice, it's back to normal. There's light, there's electricity, there's power. Looking outside, it's green. No destruction, there's been no war. Oh, Professor Chadberg, your plan was a success. I'm back in my universe, baby, back where I belong. I hope you are too. I hope your world is now Bogdanoff free.
Excuse me, Chef.
Huh?
We're going to start filming in exactly 10 minutes, so please be ready.
Whoa.